Welcome to Philanthropy in Focus, where we shine a light on the people and organizations making a difference in our communities. From executive leaders to frontline team members, each episode offers an inside look at the mission, challenges, and opportunities shaping the nonprofit sector today. Whether you're a donor, volunteer, or simply looking to connect with causes that matter, this series is designed to inform and inspire, reflecting Heritage's commitment to helping families align their wealth with purpose and impact. I'm your host, Carrie Miller, Director of Philanthropy and Business Development at Heritage Wealth Advisors, and today we're honored to be joined by Sarah Newman, Director of Development and Marketing at the Children's Museum of Richmond. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Carrie. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. So to kick us off, can you share a little about the Children's Museum of Richmond and the role it plays in our community?
Absolutely. So the Children's Museum of Richmond is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to inspire growth in all children by engaging families in learning through play. So we know that children learn through play. We know that play is the language of children. So that's what we're all about. Our exhibits and our programming really focuses on hands-on learning during those really important developmental years so that children and their families can see that really fun things like play and counting and grouping and comparing and singing and discussing stories and even just reading together leads to success in school and also later in life.
Well, I love the Children's Museum. I think it's so cute. And we do a lot of playing in our house too. So it's nice to be able to have a place to get out to play with our little guy. But so I understand that there is a significant renovation planned for the downtown location, the first major update since the museum opened in 2000. We would love to hear more about the vision behind the project and what it means.
Yeah, so we are launching a project called Dream Big. It's been 25 years since we've undergone a renovation. And like little hands, they are pretty destructive. So there's some wear and tear in the downtown museum from the past 25 years. It's pretty significant. We also have caregivers coming in who are like, oh, I remember this from when I was a child. Oh. So there are some exhibits where we're like, we need to keep up with the latest and greatest in terms of exhibit design and the way that children learn. So Dream Big will incorporate new modalities of play. We're going to make sure that there's a diverse way for children of all abilities to play when they're visiting us. So from pretend play to competitive play, collaborative play, there are so many ways that children learn, and we want to make sure that we're offering a full spectrum of that. The project will also really reflect Richmond, which I'm super excited about. So all of the exhibits and some of the graphics and signage where adults and kids can learn more about the place in which they live will incorporate landmarks like Main Street Station and local flora and fauna. So learning about the state butterfly and learning about salamanders that they might see in their backyard. That's going to be reflected in the murals and in some of the exhibit signage, which is really cool. We want folks to walk in and have it feel like the Children's Museum of Richmond, not just any cookie cutter place. So we're working with the exhibit design firm Roto. They're based out of Columbus, Ohio, to really make sure that we're reflecting our beautiful city in the new exhibits. The exhibits also really update and amplify accessibility. So the new climber will also have a ramp with a periscope leading your eye up to the rooftop so children and mobility devices can actually engage in the climber. There will be access to the water table for those who are using mobility devices, and even a 2.0 version of the cave where there's an extension so any child and any caregiver can enter and check out echolocation, fossil touch panels. It's a very immersive and multi-sensory experience that they're bringing to the table. Another thing that I'm really excited about too is this embedded technology that's like not reliant on screens. We know that screens are already ever present. We didn't want to add that to the exhibit design, but we did want to add some new technology. There's so much that's happened technology-wise in terms of exhibit design in the last 25 years. So having opportunities for immersive sound and immersive light to really kind of bring children and their caregivers into the space and have it feel transformative in a way. There will be opportunities for painting on walls, for sketching and releasing butterfly and moth drawings into a digital landscape, and then eventually painting your own mural that is like a digital mural that will be you'll be able to change it and experience it in a new way every time you visit. So the goal is for us to really have caregivers want to come to the Children's Museum and want to come back and have something new every time that they do visit as their children age and as they develop, for them to be able to discover something new and exciting. So we're kicking that off in early 2026. We're going to have this project happen in phases. So 2026 will be phase 1 for the first half of exhibits, and then 2027 will be phase 2 for the second half. But it's going to be really awesome. I'm so excited.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great place to take your kids frequently, and then also your friends and family coming from out of town will get like a taste of Richmond out of it too.
I really hope so. I've visited a lot of children's museums from other cities, just having worked at the Children's Museum of Richmond for a while. It's always really helpful seeing what other organizations do and what resonates with their visitors. And we've seen there's so much out there that is possible. And we want to make sure that we are offering those world-class exhibit experiences because we live in a city with such a vibrant museum culture. We live in a city with a lot of families with young children, and more people are moving here. So we want to keep up with the offerings that are currently here and available and make sure that we're reflecting our best selves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking that too while you were talking, that we are really fortunate to have like the State Science Museum and the State History Museum and stuff right here and right like on the same block almost as you at the Children's Museum. So there's a lot to do in that realm. And it's neat that it's going to be kind of updated and or refreshed and made in the like Richmond theme.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Yeah. The mural designs have already been really cool to see because there's local flora and fauna. So like some of the flowers that are embedded in that will be flowers that kids will already recognize, but they'll be able to put a name to it, maybe learn a fun fact about it. So it just makes learning a little easier when it's connected to your real world surroundings. And we want it to be fun. Like all these new exhibits, they're meant to be fun. Play is not serious, but play is really impactful. So a lot of these new exhibits will hopefully get caregivers to kind of play that role as their child's first teacher and be really excited about the new offerings because they're the ones driving the car. They're the ones who are coordinating the bus trip to get to us. So it's also just as much for the caregivers to be excited about bringing their kids to see us.
Do we really have a state butterfly?
We do. I think it's the swallowtail butterfly, swallowtail tiger butterfly.
Wow.
Fact check me on that.
Okay. Well, I mean, stay tuned. You'll have to see it at the museum.
Yeah.
Well, for those who feel inspired, what are some meaningful ways people can get involved or give back to the Children's Museum?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We are a nonprofit organization. We do rely on community support to help sustain our mission and develop and grow our programs. So some ways that folks can contribute is through direct donations. We have our website, www.cmorva.org, where there's a tab that says Get Involved, and there are different programs that folks can contribute to. Our annual fund or our access initiative called Access for All. And this is a program where all those donations go towards scholarship memberships for low-income households so that they can play year-round without the financial barrier. It also contributes to free and reduced field trips for our Title I schools and Head Start programs. So about 42% of our field trips last year were free or reduced thanks to community support. And it also just allows us to partner with other organizations and provide free admission for the families that they serve. So we partner with the Waymakers Foundation and Sacred Heart Center, Family Lifeline, a lot of great organizations here doing amazing things for families. And so Access for All is a way that we can directly support those folks who need some extra help to come visit us, and making sure that there's nothing getting in the way to do so. Another great way to contribute or support the museum is through volunteering. We have a ton of opportunities to volunteer. So right now it's the holiday season. We're kicking off our legendary Santa season very soon. And we operate a fawn shop where kids get to go in and shop for their loved ones on their own. So we need adults to supervise.
So yeah.
It's really cute. Sometimes they have to be redirected because they're trying to shop for themselves. You're like, well, Grandpa really liked this sparkly pink pen. I don't know. So a lot of that is just, it's really fun. You're just getting to help little kids shop for their loved ones and then gift wrap it. But that's a fully volunteer run program from the day after Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve. So we always need volunteers during that time of year, this time of year. And then throughout the year for field trip prep, for just really getting a lot of our program materials set to go out into the community. And then finally, another way is through our book bank. So we operate a really cool program called the Book Bank, and we donate about 16,000 plus books every year to Title I schools, to other local nonprofit organizations, to teachers who are first-year teachers or Title I school teachers. And these are gift quality books where we rely on our wonderful community to donate books that maybe their children have aged out of, that are in really good shape, that we can then give as a gift to kids who need it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a couple of versions of Little Blue Truck too at this point. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Bring it on over.
So what would you say is the museum's greatest need right now, and how can supporters make the biggest difference? I mean, you mentioned this huge project, so I got to imagine you're also fundraising for that.
We are. We're actively fundraising for that, and we're in that phase where we're reconnecting with some of our supporters who actually helped us open the museum in 1981 at the Navy Hill location. Hearing their stories has been absolutely amazing. I mean, just the power of community volunteers coming together with a vision for a children's museum is incredible. So we're connecting with them, and we're connecting with some of the folks who opened the location on Broad Street in 2000, and working with them for this new vision for Seymour's future, for the next generation of play. And then we'll get into the public phase where we're going to be asking for public support, hopefully very soon in 2026. But stay tuned for more information on that. But right now, with our annual programs, and as they're growing, we've seen a lot of need expand in this last year. More people requesting scholarship memberships, more schools needing those free and subsidized field trips. So programs like Access for All are always a really, really important program for us that we fundraise for, just because we know that the need is great and the need is growing. So between those and volunteering, we love our community. Also, buying a membership as a gift this time of year is always a really great way to support us, because that goes back to our programming as well. And exhibit maintenance, as I shared earlier, those little hands are a bit hard on some of our exhibits. So before we do the renovation, we always have needs for maintaining and updating things. So I would say visiting us, membership as a gift, and then donating to our annual programming would be an amazing way to support right now.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you for joining us. Are there any last things that I didn't ask you about that you're hoping I would share?
Yeah. No, just that we love Richmond, and we hope more people learn about the Children's Museum and all the things that we have to offer beyond just the exhibit experiences. There's so much that happens behind the scenes, and we have such an amazing education team that does really great work to make sure that both the caregivers and adults who visit us feel supported, but also the little ones who need play and fun, and that kind of escape more than ever. So really excited to share more about our mission and programs, and thank you for for letting me share more.
Of course. Well, it was my pleasure to have you today. And for those who want to learn more or get involved, we have included links in the show notes. And I'm Carrie Miller, and this has been Philanthropy in Focus. See you next time.